We are in the first quarter. We get you back to the action to see how this defense can do on this upcoming drive. First carry now for David Montgomery. And right away, he lost the football. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much.
Early on in the game, first quarter. Let's see how this defense does on this drive. To throw is gone. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
At the 35-yard line.
They give right side for Gibbs.
And that one blown up quickly. As he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Back to throw. Gone.
That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
The numbers for Gibbs from last week.
19 carries, 91 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
Here's 3rd and 3.
Now gone.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 38-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Gone.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Battle.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
It's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to...
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. That's to the tight end, Laporta.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. First down, Lions. Throwing again is gone. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 42-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
They'll go again with Gibbs.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And I think our statistician ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Trying to get that to Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield.
But now it's 3rd down.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
In motion to tight end. Now Goff. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Bates' kick is good.
And the deficit drops now for Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they begin this drive in very precarious field position inside their own 5.
And remember, this is a defense that's already scored once in this game, so you've got to really take care and make sure that you're blocking these guys and trying to wedge the ball out from the shadow of your own end zone.
Give them 40 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7 at the 4-yard line.
Goff now looking to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up the defensive touchdown.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And it's a safety. Goff got buried in the end zone. He couldn't get rid of it.
I'm not sure they mentioned it as a goal during the week or even talked about it in pregame, but the way they're playing right now, they want this game out of reach by halftime. Not only does the safety just...
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the Lions first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. Now 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 48-yard.
There's Goff. And that's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. Oh, and that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Charlie Jones deep for Cincinnati.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see. Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Goff now to throw. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 11 yards there and a line first down. From the gun, here's Goff. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Throwing on 2nd and long. Goff under pressure. They got him again.
They came with a safety blitz, and Daxton Hill got home.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got right on the short throw.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Here's Jack Fox now.
Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Jones on the return.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Goff now looks to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And the return will stop right around the 25. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues.
Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that
nowhere to go here? He lost the football. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown.
Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one...
Time now to see what this defense can do. Second quarter as the offense starts out 1st and 10. Here's Goff. Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Gone. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. This offense on 3rd down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun. Gone. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And our stat pack every week, there's 2 columns for fumbles. FF for forced fumble, FR for fumble recovered. He's got the FR going. He recovered 2 last week and another one now.
And I know the FF guy, the guy who forced the fumble, is going to get major kudos for knocking the ball free. But it doesn't really matter if you don't have the FR guy coming in, swooping.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys.
Williams loses the football, and the Bengals grab it.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what
So a 1st and 10 coming up for the offense here in the 2nd quarter. Let's see what this defense can do.
Let's go. 60 by 6.
Now Zappi. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
19 Tiger.
Zappi. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw, Zappi.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now a 2nd and 10. Now Zappi. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster the first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here's Gibbs.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Here's Jones. A little juke. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the beginning of the drive, 1st and 10 coming up for the offense. We'll see how this defense does here in the 3rd quarter.
From the shotgun, Zappi.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Logan Wilson, the one who got in there and dropped him to the ground.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Zappi. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because when the defense got it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Here's Zappi. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. On the return is Jones. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, our coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Near his own goal line, here's Zappi.
This is caught by Williams. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10.
1st down, Detroit.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Zappi looks to throw it.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Bengals grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. Fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And Zappi to throw.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Zappi back to throw. To the right side and intercepted. And the Bengals will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
There again. A good spot to be in for this defense. They'll head back out, protecting a big lead here in this 4th quarter play. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
1st down, Lions.
Looking to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Part of my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Zappi in trouble, and he's going down.
Shamar Stewart racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Here comes the Lions punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Here's Jones on the return. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Khalif Raymond, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are finally into the end zone. A good spot to be in for this defense. They'll head back out, protecting a big lead here in this 4th quarter play. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
The Lions, first down.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. And despite a nice juke there, really good move, he only gets about a yard, and it brings up 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup.
This is 2nd and 8.
Let's go now. Shut up, COVID-19. Go.
He'll drop to throw. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Zappi from the gun on 3rd down. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. A couple of 1st downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience.
Oh, Zappi has it knocked down. And the Bengals grab it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Cincinnati, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.